Hey everyone, just wanted to make another post here and give a little more information on these armrest LEDs that I put in. I know several people reached out to me through instant message or on Instagram asking how I did that, a little more detail. So you can check my initial video on YouTube if you want to get the general rundown, but a little more detail here. So what I've done is this is a LED automotive light strip, and if you're familiar with the Foxbodies, you know there's this little trim piece, that chrome trim piece that comes on these armrests. And what I've done is I took these armrests. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out here, and you can see I've got the connector starting at the back end here, and there's 4 screws that will let you replace this foam pad for your arm. And if you take that off, which I'm not going to do, but if you take that off, then this little chrome strip is stapled from the factory to the hard plastic part of the armrest. So I pried out those staples and took that little trim piece out. And then what I did was I bought some 3M double-sided tape, clear tape. I think it was an 1/8 inch thick, but you could use a 1/4 inch, and that would be fine too. And I took some alcohol and I cleaned off the bottom side of that chrome plastic trim piece. That thing there, the bottom of it, I cleaned it with alcohol, and then I also wiped down the LED strip with that same alcohol pad. And then I took the double-sided tape after everything dried and I adhered the LED strip to the bottom of the little plastic and chrome plated trim piece. Pressed it on real good, let it set up a little bit, and then I stapled it back to the plastic armrest. And you can see there was some leftover LED strip, so what I did is I just let it come out the other end, and I folded it down, kind of pinched it in with the little clip for your switch bezel, and then I just wrapped the extra around the switches. I was thinking that maybe you could be able to see a little bit of the glow through the switches when it was all put back together, but you really can't see any of that. It's just tucked away since it was a little longer than I needed. And so this connector, well, let me just show you on the iPad here what I specifically bought. So this is what I bought on Amazon. There's a lot of different colors you can choose from. I got the red, so it kind of matched the stripes on my door and seats. I got the 1 meter, so the 3-foot long piece. That was the shortest one I could find. And you can see it comes with a couple different options. You can, the way they ship it to you, you can plug it into a USB or a cigarette lighter. And what I did was I took the cigarette lighter version and I just cut off the cigarette lighter. And then where I cut that off, I just took me some wire. So this has the red and the black together. And I just made my own little harness that I ran through the door, down under the dash. I did that on both sides. And then I had them meet in the middle, back behind the center console, where I spliced them together and then ran a wire down underneath the center console to that little toggle switch that I put in there. Now I've also got red LED lights tucked away right there next to the lights that come on when you open the door. I'd wanted to still use the courtesy lights for when you open the door, but at night when you're driving, I also wanted a little bit of a red glow in the footwell to go along with the red glow on the door armrest. So what I did is I bought some of these, again off of Amazon, red LED bulbs like that. And then I bought a pack of these T10 sockets. I just spliced those into my wire that I ran, red to red, black to black. Kind of placed them in the rest of the wire harness where I wanted it by the footwells. And then I even bought a little inline fuse holder to splice into that particular harness. And I've got that sitting in underneath the center console with a little 5 amp fuse, 5 or 10, I don't remember what I used. And then, yeah, so I've got one of these on each door. I've got one LED socket in each footwell. And then I've got the wiring coming to the center console to that switch where I can turn it on or off. And then I do have, that was done this way because when I first put all the wiring in, I was expecting the mirror switch, that right there, to be powered when the car's on, but not powered when the car's off. So I thought they would just come on and off when you start the car or turn the key forward. It wasn't until I got all of it about finished that I realized that's constant power. Even though I knew the cigarette lighter was constant power, I did not know the mirror would be. I'm not sure why you would have to have the ability to move your mirrors when you don't have the car running, but apparently that's the way it was wired from the factory. So that's why I had to put a toggle switch there. Anybody else that wanted to do this little upgrade, you could probably just have your wiring go over to the fuse panel and find you a ground, find you a power that only comes on with the key on to your radio or something like that, and you wouldn't even need a toggle switch like I did. But I was too lazy to take it all back apart and change my wiring up. So, and again, you can see I got that one over there also underneath the pad on the armrest. I'm really happy with it because when you've got it all put together, it's very consistent, the spacing all the way. It doesn't look wavy. It doesn't look like it's gonna kind of just pushed in there. I'm hoping it would stay because that was all taken apart and it was sandwiched in there really good with the double-sided tape. So it should last a long time. And then you can disconnect it right here. That's the way it comes with those lights. That way if you need to take the armrest off and the door panel off to get to your window motor or whatever, it'll be real easy to just take that off, and you don't have to worry about needing to cut wires if you ever had to service something in your door. So thought that was really cool too, and why I put it right here as an easy way to disconnect it. Anyway, hope that helps those of you that were asking about how more info on how I did that, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.